Well, it's early on a Saturday morning, and it's just me today. But it won't be just me for very long. I'm getting ready to go see Danny. It's been a long time since we've seen Danny. Danny has been... I don't know what to really say about the whole Danny situation. I know there's people who don't like Danny. I know there's people who still rock with Danny. You know, me and Danny most certainly went through some ups and downs. We've gone through some ups and downs. And unfortunately, some of those ups and downs were put out there. Should have never been put out there, but they were. It's unfortunate that that's the reality of the situation. I regret that quite a bit. But it is what it is. And regardless how you feel about Danny, I've said this almost sounding like a broken record at this point, regardless how you feel, Danny's been a big part of After Prison Show. This was a guy who served 40 years in prison. His mentality has been shaky, been somewhat hard to understand. I truly believe that I understand Danny better than most people ever will. But like I said, Danny's been a big part of After Prison Show, and After Prison Show has been a big part of his life, and not only his life, but his success out here in the free world. We've done a lot to help this guy, and that can't ever be forgotten. But today is going to be really different because Danny is leaving. I know we did a video in the past where Danny was taking a break, and this is totally different. Danny is actually moving. He's moving out of the state. He's leaving Virginia, and it's for good reasons. And today, what I'm planning on doing is going to see Danny and getting this send-off. Will this be the last time that we hear from Danny? I don't think so. I hope not. We've talked about how we could potentially do videos in the future with the fact that he's going to be pretty far away. So there is that possibility. But regardless, I want to take all of you along for this and, you know, wish Danny well as he gets ready to, or he's in the process of right now, moving. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, you even got a sunburn, bro. Come on in.
I'm just getting back from the vacation, man. No, it's just me today.
Oh, just you? Okay.
Cody got the day off, man.
Oh, man. Damn, you're working overtime, bro.
I got to, man. What's been going on with you, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah. I'm just, as you see, it looks empty, doesn't it?
It's definitely empty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just getting things together, packing up.
Man, it's...
Still got a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but like the furniture and... Of course, the truck, the moped. Then I gotta go get a motorcycle in Massachusetts.
I seen a motorcycle sitting out there. I thought it might be yours.
That's the guy that got into an accident I told you about.
Oh my God.
That crazy, yeah, he thought he was speed racer that night. Remember?
Super crazy.
Yeah, I'm just having coffee early in the morning, haven't had breakfast. I'm on a run. Then of course we gotta throw some stuff in the car, take off. I got some things to share with you today.
Awesome.
Good. It's been a while. I miss you, man. Look at you. Yeah, you look like a Puerto Rican now. You can tell. Wow. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, what's happening, viewers? Love you, man. Miss you. Told you we'll be back. Just give it a little time. We'll be back.
And we're moving.
Mm-hmm. And we got a nice surprise for you today.
Heck yeah.
And definitely. And Joe will handle that.
All right, so we are doing a little bit of a different layout over here at Danny's, and it's because of the lighting over here. But special shout out to you, Danny.
Hey, what's happening, Joe? Nice seeing you again.
Definitely.
I see he's got a beautiful suntan. I'm kind of jealous.
Hey, look, let me move this real quick because
Okay, yeah.
this needs to get adjusted just a little bit. All right, that should work.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Nice seeing you guys again. Told you I'll be back. It's just, you know, been kind of busy.
Well, getting over here, the first thing that we notice is the apartment is pretty much cleaned out.
Yeah. Still got the furniture. I got to work on that. I'm closing shop here. I'm going to kind of miss it, you know. This been my home for going pretty much almost on 2 years.
Almost a year.
A year?
Almost
well,
a year.
A year here, but being with you after prison show, because I was just probably about a year and a half. I've been with Joe, yeah.
It's been a long time, man, and it's been a long time here at this apartment. I can imagine there's plenty of memories, good and bad.
Yeah, mainly good. Everything here it's a lot better than back home. I mean, believe me, it's nothing good back home for me. Like I said, losing my mother and father and doing time, them 40 years, and just getting out, getting back to the city with the hustle and the gang banging and the shootings and all. I got tired of it, so I came out here in 2001. Of course, I caught another one here.
Caught another case out here, you would end up going back to prison again.
I learned my lesson on this one. But yeah, there's been memories, and like I said, I'm gonna miss, mainly Joe has been my #1 supporter, including the viewers, those who've been following us, and not those who've been behind the skirts and criticizing.
It's been some ups and downs for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. We've addressed that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna move past that. It's been time to move past that.
Yes, it is.
And you know, one thing that I want to mention also is when I got over here today, it was the first time I ever got a chance to meet your wife.
Yes.
And you know, she seems like a really amazing woman, and I'm sure that's a real blessing for you.
Yeah, my wife is my, you know, like I said, Joe and the crew has been a major supporter on my direction and to achieve and to receive with the blessings what I have so far. It's not a whole lot, but I'm not a guy of materialistic things. I mean, I can have very little and be happy as long as I got the right people around me, which I do. My wife came into my life. That was the time I requested time off. I needed to it because, like I said, my first time being married, there's an adjusting period, there's a planning period, and finally, why I took that time off, which other people think for other reasons, we're going to show you today why that time was needed. And so, you know.
Well, I'm excited to get to that. You know, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about in this update. Obviously, this is a really big update that we're doing with you today because you are getting ready to move.
Yes. Actually, officially, I did. I'm just coming back here and wrapping this place up. Unfortunately, I'm still under release, not for long. I'm still taking care of that on the side. And pretty much, I got to clear this house up in a close. I mean, I'm going to leave it in the same condition. It's still good. I mean,
and you know, that's something I wanted to talk about too, or mention at least, is, you know, every time we have come over here, this place has been immaculate. You clean it, you keep it up, and the lease is wrapping up. Yes. You're going to be able to get that double deposit back that we put on this place.
Right, exactly, yeah. And the thing about it is that I think I'm a compulsive cleaner. I can't be in a place if it's not clean, and I have to do it. Somebody else does it, I'm not satisfied until I get up and do it. I mean, I've been doing it. I've been caring for myself, and that's what my wife loves about me. I cook for her, I clean, I take care. That's my baby, you know, that's my queen. So I'm old-fashioned. Today, life, I guess the new generation, the younger generation, they don't provide for their woman in that sense. And that's what a woman, the only bad thing I have, and I'm going to put it out in the air, is my temper. I'm still working on it. But I tell you, it's a lot better than what it was when we first met. I was a miserable, angry individual, remember?
Let me just say this.
There's a different face.
Let me just say this. I'm going to put this out in the air. You know, it was my fault that, you know, I aired out the little argument that me and you had in the past, and it was bad, whatever. But we've had plenty of those in the past. Oh, and, you know, had y'all seen some of the arguments in the past, they would have seen the temper. But you have grown. You have become more, I don't know, more
mature.
I guess mature maybe, or just you've just become a little more accustomed to being out. Because when you first are getting released, and when we first met you, you were homeless for 7 months after 40 years in prison. You know, you had a major chip on your shoulder. Yeah. And I feel like that chip, to a certain degree, has began to go away.
Yeah, it just, the adjusting is, like I said, anybody that goes to prison, they turn them into an animal. I don't care if it's 2 years, 3 years. Unfortunately, it takes time for an individual to keep returning back to prison until he gets that long sentence. It's sad. They don't learn with the 6 months. They don't learn with the year. They don't learn. Sometimes even with 5 years, they go back. But when they get hit with a decade, over a decade, and they sit there for a decade and watch their parents growing old and dying and life just going on, changes, and then all of a sudden he gets no mail, he got nobody to call. He realized people forgot about him, and then he realized, do I want to die alone? Do I want to die like this? You know, unfortunately, I think I was like 58 when I got out after my violation of probation. And it's sad that I had to reach 60 to really understand that and the adjustment. Even now, even people can still tell that it depends, you know. But like I said, it takes time to adjust. I got out very hateful, you know. The police made me that way in there, the guards. The violence got me that way. I was ready to smash, we call it SOS, smash on sight. That's the mentality I have. Sometimes that comes back, but I hold myself. Now I'm not thinking about me. I have a wife that I got to think about. And it's tough. It's tough. But like I said, that's all past me. It's something I'm learning to let things go. Joe, that what happened in the past, I don't care if people want to carry it on. You know, it's not their beef, and it was never theirs. That was our disagreement and a misunderstanding between us. That stays with us. We're grown men. We're grown-ups. Regardless what you did, regardless what I did, what I said, it don't matter. It's between him and I. But guess what? We're still here together. Nothing has changed. We're still friends, best of friends, because really, the only ones that I really have here is Joe, the crew, and of course the viewers, and maybe a few, probably 2 or 3 more other people that I really don't keep in touch with anymore.
You know, let's talk about the fact that you are moving. You're moving out of state. How hard was it for you to make this possible?
Oh man, that was my major concern because I had to deal with the federal people here, probation, and then I had to deal with the probation up there. But the good thing about it is that this transfer from here only landed a better transfer because my probation officer, it is cool. I'm off of, by the way, intensive supervision no longer.
So you're no longer on the intensive supervision?
No, they had me by a collar, man. I had to report twice a month. They had to come up here, check the house twice a month. Then it went down to once a month, sometimes back to 2. Depends how we felt. With the constant urine, you know, I've had them come up here 4 o'clock in the morning. Remember I told you? You said that was crazy. But things started getting better. I do, as much as a lot of people may not approve of it, I don't care. But my PO here, he was rough with me in the beginning. Him and I, we used to rumble every day. He violated me already, and I didn't give a crap. Now I can say to him, I won't mention his name, but I can thank him. Why? Because by him being tough on me.
Your probation officer.
Yes. By him being tough on me, it helped me to become a better person, along, of course, with your support and the crew and YouTube viewers, and of course my wife. I got to give my wife a lot of credit too. But it helped me, because if he was soft on me, where would I end up? Back in prison.
Yeah. So
he was really hot. This probation officer knew what I got. Man, really cool. Thumbs up, for real. I mean, and at first they didn't want me in the trailer. The supervisor, they talked to him. This probation officer here, and she did, said, no, we got to give this guy a chance. He's been doing good. I think maybe I got probably roughed in a year. Probation new one told me, just stay with me 6 months and I'll kick you out.
6 months left and you could be off of probation.
And take me off paper. And that's good, as long as I continue doing what I'm doing. Other than that, you'll know why I needed some time off. Joe, of course, knew it a long time ago, and Joe kept it quiet for me. I appreciate it. And the reason why is because it was a surprise, and that's what we're doing today.
So you had mentioned, and forgive me because I was a little lost, but you had mentioned, you know, the big surprise that was coming today. And as you were talking about this, I'm trying to think to myself, what is the big surprise? Because there's one of 2 things, and it was either your wife or the move, and you're talking about the move.
The move, yeah. I know Joe's been asking me, and quite a bit of people, but once again, I have to respect my wife. and she's not ready to go on camera. I don't really think this is the proper time. I mean, in the future, it may become a surprise but that's something she has to make a decision on. I can't force people to do what they don't want to do. And
if there ever does come a time when you do want to introduce your wife, so be it. But if not, I can't do nothing but respect that.
Yeah, sometimes what it is, I mean, you watch really crazy stuff on TV, you watch a lot of stuff, and I have no enemies, but I know there's a thing called envy, and people just don't like you for whatever reason. It can be for anything, color, religion, how you speak. Maybe you make a little bit more money, maybe you look better than I do. And so sometimes, and I'm not saying everybody, but there's enviness, and unfortunately that's one of the cardinal sins that they talk about, and it's lust and also envy. And so based on that, I don't know whether people like me or not. I know we have a lot of followers. We thank you and I love you. But there are some nuts out there, and that's why I'd rather keep her private. She made that choice. I respect that choice. My wife is the shot caller, and I'm putting it right out there. She is the shot caller. She's the boss. She tell Big Boy here what to do, and Big Boy does it. If not, I don't know.
Well, hey, one thing about it, sometimes you need that in your life, you know, to keep you on the right track.
Yeah, she's a tough woman, but she's firm and sturdy, and she's very bright, beautiful career, very educated. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But yeah, I kept it secret for a while because, you know, in everything that people do when they experience or they're traveling, you keep it quiet until you make the announcement. And when you're sure that that's what you want, then okay, I got married. This is what I want to do. You know, it's always a trial test to everything you do. Before I get a job, I like to make sure that I'm not going to get fired in 3 days. And I tell you, hey, I got a job, and I got fired 3 days later. You know, so I like to travel first on it to see if I'm sturdy, whatever I'm doing, and then I can announce it, say, you know, hey.
You know, you brought up a good point right there, work. With the fact that you're getting ready, or you're in the process of being moved to a different state. You know, what is your game plan for work where you're going?
Well, honestly, that's another problem that I have because, you know, I go into the internet and I make all these applications, and all I get is phone calls my phone is blown up all day long with customer service about going back to school. And I put on the application, no, I don't need education. I have college, I'm 60, I don't want a degree. I already have my skills. I know what I do. I'm a paralegal, I'm an electrician, carpenter, I remodel homes. I mean, I pretty much do it all. So what, I don't have a license, but I've been doing it for 40 years. That makes me good at the business. The problem is with that is that I've probably did maybe about 30 jobs, and I'm waiting right now to get called.
So you've applied for like 30 jobs?
Yeah, about 30 jobs all over. And the problem is with this, I live in the area where it's pretty much all highways. So the moped there does me no good.
And you need a license in that state.
And you need a license. You need a license in quite a bit of state, I found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia is one that you don't. That's the only thing I miss about here. I'm working on that now as we speak because I held up here. If you remember, I was studying for my permit here. And then I stopped because I was doing this relocation thing. So I cannot take my permit here and take that permit up there because I'm going to have to redo it up there.
So you're just going to do it up there?
So I would do it up there completely, right. So now I'm in the process not only applying for work, but actually getting my permit and then going for, and then I got to go to driving school. You believe that shit?
You got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Back in the 70s, if you was over 18, just go straight for your driver's license. Now, no matter, I'm 60 years old, I got to go for a permit. Only permits was like people under 17. That's when it was designed, I guess, to change the law along the way. But yeah, I'm looking for work, and hopefully I should land something. I need something. And by the way, living in a trailer, that's a whole new different lifestyle.
Never lived in a trailer before?
Never did. It's a lot of work with that. It's a lot of work with that. I mean, you constantly got to do maintenance on that. You constantly got to get up. You got to flush the tanks. You got 3 tanks. Some got 4. You got to make sure that propane is working right. And when it switches over to electrical, you got to worry about the awning, that's the thing that comes out to block the sun. If it rains, thunderstorms, it'll smash that whole thing up, and it costs money to repair. You gotta always bring it in. The guy next to us, there was a thunderstorm, it took his right off. And so it's a lot of work, and then you gotta level it down. You gotta make sure the ground don't get wet and the trailer goes moving on you, because you're gonna find yourself in the woods. It's gonna flip over. You got to brace that trailer down. I mean, I'm learning a lot, and by the neighbors, they're helping me out.
Now, shout out to where you're moving to, the new beginning that you have, the opportunity for this new beginning that you have. And it is my hope to be able to bring more updates of what your adjustment in this new state is going to be like for you.
Definitely.
We're going to be getting ready to share some videos that Danny filmed before he left to come back here to finish packing up. These are videos that he filmed on his phone to show us where he's going to be living at. And I'm really excited to be able to share these with everyone. And before we get to those, you know, I want to ask, is there anything that you want to wrap this up with? Anything that you want to say to the viewers?
Yeah, I just want to give a couple of shout outs, a few people, and especially the viewers. You know, continue watching us. I'm not, like I said to you, and I told the viewers before, I'm not going anywhere. My time out, this video would explain why. 2 reasons. I got married. Second is relocation. The third was dealing with the authorities behind this. Dealing with, of course, work. So I had a lot of things going on. It's a big change for me. I needed to step back. Those who understand, I want to thank you. There was no conspiracy going on between Joe and I, or with Go Me Fund, because I appreciate everything, and everything is accounted for. I mean, I think this here, the moped, when I was working here and doing videos with you, that I travel sometimes to where Joe's at, and it's a good hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Yeah. And sometimes I had to even call him. I said, I got to pull over because the wind is blowing me all over with the rain. But I traveled just to do these videos for you guys, you know, so that we can keep going. You know, I bought the truck that I use for work as well. So everything that was spent, which Joe knows for a fact, it was all accounted for. And it was in Christmas, that was the biggest gift. I was able to buy things for my grandchildren, my nephews that I've never met in my life. I was able to buy the Christmas dinner that day and invite the majority family, which you guys seen. You've seen on the videos. So everything is accounted for. There was no conspiracy going on. It never was, and it was. I don't know how these people. I'll tell you, they create things. You know, we're trying to keep it away from a soap opera. It's not a soap opera. This is, you know, this is real, true story. This is really life. What is it called? Life experience that we're sharing with you personally. Joe is also sharing himself with you because this is what he does. This is his life experience. This is what he does. He helps people. He interviews them. I'm a success story. Am I the first? Was that
no, there was others. There was Dave. Dave was probably
Dave.
the first.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dave. But you know, he's helped a lot of people. Higgins guy. That's why I gave him a shout out, because he talked very highly about you.
Barry Higgins, this guy who made a video.
Yes, and Joe hasn't had a chance to see it yet, but I happened to bump into it by accident on a thing. And those that you taking our videos and using them to promote yourself, you ought to be shaming yourself. You ought to do your own videos. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, you'll see me more. Thank you. Love you. Good morning, everybody. Hi, viewers. How you doing? To all my viewers, I love you all. And to those who are new, my name is Danny. And I'm going to take you to a tour today of my new surroundings. That's the reason why I asked for a little bit of time off, because I had to sort things out. My wife and I, of course. I'm not alone anymore. For you who don't know, I got married some time ago. And it's a different lifestyle, something new to me. I enjoy it. I love it. Let me take you to a tour. And then I'll save the best for last, which is show you where I'm living at. Yeah, I decided, well, my wife and I decided to get a trailer. And she went out and bought her a nice fifth wheeler, as they call it. I'm new at this, of course. It's different. It's a lot of work to live in a trailer. It's a whole different lifestyle, and I'm learning a lot, really am. That Cougar right there, that's the one my wife and I own. It's a pretty big place. They got cabins here too. You see the cabins on the background? They got I think 2 sets of 5 cabins here and another 5 in another area. But it's beautiful. There's another dirt road up here. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I love it. It's peaceful. Of course, I'm cautious because they got a lot of woods around here. Maybe Bigfoot might come down and snatch me. Who knows?